So hi there, my name's Kate, and the guy riding in front is the husband Nigel. And we ride electric hardtail mountain bikes. Amazing fun. Our mission is to find routes that are nice and rideable, off-road as much as possible, scenic, and try and keep away from the main roads. Parked up in Crosby Ravensworth, and this is where our ride's starting today. A small village, not too far away from Orton and Shap in Cumbria. So we're just parked up at the side of the road, heading for our first section off-road. So you just travel through the village with the church on the left-hand side, and then over the bridge here on the right, signposted for Bankmoor. This is a quiet lane which turns up into a nice bridleway up onto Bankmoor itself. So this little road only services the couple of farms that are up here, so it's nice and quiet. A steady climb on tarmac, and then it becomes a grass surface. Oh, that was quite a climb. And I'm puffing. So as you gain a bit of height, the views really start to open out, and it looks wonderful. So I'm just going to turn around here. Oh, I'm out of breath. Even with the motor, it's quite a climb. So there we are, onwards. So just getting to this bend, you see the bridleway goes straight ahead, and we turn off where the husband's going, and it's signposted Bankmoor, public byway, and that's where we're going, up this lovely grassy surface. Again, a steady climb to the top. You head for a newly placed gateway and just carry on. And as we near the top of Bankmoor, we're going to cross the Orton to Appleby Road. And head down the road towards Orton. A few yards, sorry, catching my breath. There's a steady climb up there. And then we're going to take a bridleway down to the left, down towards Drybeck. Another off-road route. And at this point we've done 1.9 miles. And this is the turning, unsigned at this point, but it's between two fairly good boulders. And it's quite a clearly defined track. Again, more grass surface. And we head down here to a gateway. Quite a nice morning. A few clouds in the sky. Hopefully they're clear though. The main thing, at this stage at least, doesn't look like it's going to rain. And that's our gateway ahead. Going to go through that field and head to the trees, more or less straight ahead at this point, where there's a gateway that takes us onto a nice farm lane. So there's the gateway ahead. That's what we're heading to. That is signed with a bridleway route, whereas the last gateway, there was no signs on it. And we've done 2.5 miles at this point. So this is a lovely farm track. It's kind of more a dirt track than anything. with a few protruding stones in places, but nothing these bikes can't handle. As I say, we ride hardtail e-bikes, and this is just the sort of thing these bikes love. They've got the powerful Bosch Performance CX motor in them, and they just love it. So we just follow the farm track alongside the farm on the left-hand side, through that gateway ahead, and then bear left on the track behind those trees that you can see ahead of me. The route splits here, but it's the left-hand fork that we want. The route's a little bit more a coarse, hardcore, compacted gravel route. A good surface. The view across to the Pennines is just wonderful at this point. It's been raining quite hard the last few days, so the ground is a little bit soft, but so far no major difficulties there. It's riding well. We do have a ford to cross shortly, so it'll be interesting to see what the water level's like, because if it gets too deep, I'll be using the bridge. We've got partially tarmac surface, so much easier to ride along. And it then comes out onto a very quiet country lane, and we're heading downhill to the left. Signposted, or it's not signposted, but I know it's for Drybeck. About probably a quarter of a mile along there, we have a turning on the right, signposted Hoff and Great Asby, and that's where we're going to head. Again, a couple of 100 yards through Drybeck, we come to a junction. The road goes to the right, but we're going to turn off and go to the left. And then where the road goes to the left for Appleby, we take the bridleway, or the public byway, signposted for the Rutter Falls. And we're back onto a nice gravel track. Good width, good surface, perfect for us cyclists. So just dropping now down to the Rutter Falls, where the ford is, and we'll see what the state of play is. It is a very slippy ford, so I'm going to be cautious of crossing it if it looks a bit deep. The guy that lives in the cottage beside there said so many cyclists actually take a tumble crossing it. But hey, those are probably road bikes. I've got great big thick wide tyres. I'm sure I'll manage. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. I'll go first. Thank you.
So that's the ford crossed, and then we're out onto a tarmac road heading towards Great Asby. So this is the bridge, the alternative route across this ford, because quite often it's too deep to cross actually by bike, or certainly by e-bike. I mean, you can see the depth and the width of it here. but it gets a lot worse than that. Oh, we've got a car going across it. Perfect. I do love fords. And then going the other way, we have the Rutter Falls. When we were here, what, about a week ago, there's absolutely no water coming down there. And it's quite nice to see it's back in flow. And then on the right hand side, you've got the Rutter Mill. A very peaceful, beautiful little location. So that ford crossed Hoff Beck, which is a tributary of the River Eden. And then we go uphill to a T-junction and we turn left. So about a quarter of a mile from the last junction, we hit another T-junction. And it's the main road from Appleby through to, it says Ormside and Solby. And we're going to turn to our right. At this point, we've done 6.8 miles. So just a couple hundred yards along the road, we take the left turning signposted for Ormside. How do? Country lane that only leads to the two hamlets of Ormside, Great Ormside and Little Ormside, and a campsite. So we're going to take a right here, signpost for the Wild Rose Park, a caravan park. There is a stream to cross, but the ford there is quite rough, and the ford is here. Actually, it's not as deep as it was last time I crossed it and nearly fell off. But as I say, exceedingly slippy, so it's an option if you want to go across there. It joins up, if you can see across, there's a byway or a green lane, bridleway, heads up the other side, a gravel track, and we're going to join it from the other side. So just wandering our way along that very, very quiet country lane. We turn to our right into Great Ormside. And in fact, this is a dead end. We just go along another half mile or so and we end up in Little Ormside, and then take the bridleway to the right, which will take us towards where the ford was that we could have crossed a mile or so back. So right at that junction, it's the only way you can go, as I say, all dead ends, other than bridleways. So now almost in Little Ormside, and at the farm here, we're going to take the public way to the right, signposted for Ormside Mill. So this is a lovely coarse gravel trail, and at this point we've done 9.3 miles. Just get the gears down a bit. It's quite coarse and it's going uphill. Oops, didn't like that gear change, sorry about that. So we've got a fork on the right which takes you down to the ford, and we're going to go left and onwards for probably about getting on another mile along this lovely gravel track. So at 11.5 miles, we have our right turning here, signposted for Great Asby, a bridleway. So this is where we're going to go. Thank you, my darling. This is a really Lovely route. Nice hardcore gravel at this point. Crosses fields later on just before it drops into Great Asby. But a lovely ride. Come the mile on this bridleway, and we're just going underneath the Carlisle to Settle Railway through a little bridge. So at the farm we go through one gate, past their public road in and out, and there's a gate with a bridleway on the right, and that's where we head. Up a track to cross some fields. You just cross over and then hit a trail to the right. As you can see, a bridleway sign. And just follow this trail round to the next gateway. It's well, just a good farm track, this. Compacted gravel and soil. So ahead, the last gateway on this byway, about 50 yards, 100 yards, we're off this sort of track and onto tarmac. And we've done 13.2 miles at this point. I love it. Husband opens the gate. Thanks, Nige. I'll close it though. So as I say, over this cattle grade, and we're back onto tarmac. And this takes us down towards Great Asby. So at 13.8, we're at a junction and we're turning left. We've just come down from Goodley Hill. Now the road goes round to the left here, which is where we're going. Signposted for Little Asby. To the right would take you down into Great Asby. So it's a steady climb up the tarmac road out of Great Asby, or from Great Asby direction, and we've got a right hand turn here, signposted Grange Hall, Asby Grange, Fell Head. It's a dead end, but there's a bridleway that goes on. We've got a cattle grid, sign for Grange Hall to the right, but we're going for Asby Grange to the left, where the bridleway heads off from. So as we approach the farm, there's a bridleway saying straight on, or a bridleway sign. So it's through this gateway, Nigel. So this is taking us along an edge of a field. A few thistles, long grass. So far so good. So across the next field, keeping to the outer edge. Bridleway sign, so I'll just go straight across along the side of this wall. Another gate, we're heading for that farm. Perfect. So across the next field, and then we follow That's up the left-hand side of this wall through to that farmyard, but there is a distinct trail. At least the track through this field has short grass. We've got sheep in it. Heading for that gateway, and then down the side, the left-hand side of those farm buildings, and out onto the farm track. And that takes you across to the road out of Great Asby, heading for the Appleby-Orton Road. Now riding alongside that, all those farm buildings, and come just over 17 miles. So travelling along the farm road, feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. And then through that gateway we turn left onto the road, as I say, that comes out of Great Asby. We're only on it for about 100 yards. And then ahead is the bridleway, and we're going up onto the top of that fell. Actually into a nature reserve. As I say, about 100 yards along the road, and at this corner we're going to turn left. Public bridle way, signpost Scarside, 2.5 miles. This is it. The bridle way, stony track, bit bumpy, but perfectly rideable. Or certainly it is for us. Done it before, and really is quite good fun. Just a nice steady uphill. Oh, actually you can see all the limestone scar here on the right hand side. That's what we're going to be riding through. No, actually not that bad. Just bits of limestone in the path on occasion. Nothing too drastic. Yeah, I think that's just about the worst over. Whew. So on from that gate, as I say, we hit a bit of a grassy track. Steady climb upwards. So from that last gate, we head to the right. You can see the green sign in the wall and the gateway just ahead of us. That's where we're heading. Up this nice grassy track. Lost momentum there. That was a bit of a silly thing to do. Through this gate and we swing to the left on the bridleway. It really is a single track. And this is the Great Asby Scar Nature Reserve. And this is the track from the entrance to the nature reserve. Through bracken, single file. The route's definitely trickier. And certainly beyond my level of riding. But I just push where I find I've got an obstacle I can't ride up or overcome. Come on up. Whew. Well, I have a bike that can do it. It's just the rider that's a little bit novice at this stage. Actually, it'll probably remain like that. I think I'm not one of those that want to risk a tumble. So bridleway to the left, and if you can see ahead there's a gate. That's where we're heading. The worst is over, this bit's a bit easier. We go up to the gate. So just come out of the nature reserve through that gateway, and we're up a nice bit of grass to the top, just following the trail. And then across slightly to the right, there's a signpost, and the path leads to that. That's where we're heading. It's fabulous up here. Remote. Very picturesque. Oh, absolutely beautiful. There's a trail there on the left, which we've ridden. Fabulous ride. And we're going to go across to the right here. There's the monument on top of the hill. There's a number of tracks that cross the fells here. And that's it, heading towards that gate. So just making our way across the fell, good grassy surface, nice easy riding, and we've just done short of 21 miles. And then we end up on tarmac road that goes left towards the Orton Appleby Road, and oops, left like that, and right if I can turn around towards the quarry. It's just funny seeing a disused tarmac road in the middle of the fell. Anyhow, we're going straight across, just following the defined path. So coming along here, our aim is to get to somewhere, I think, where that middle tree is, where it meets the Orton to Appleby Road, and we'll turn to the right and descend back into Crosby Ravensworth the way we came out. So this is where we come out onto the Appleby Orton Road. We're going to go to the right, and if you can see a car at the top of the hill, we're going to swing left back down the fields there on the bridleway. So this is where we're going to swing off left and onto the green trail. 22.5 miles at this stage. Continuing on down this green lane, I just popped the video back on, not to show you the ride, but to show you the view. Fabulous. The sun is shining as well, so it just looks very picturesque. Heading towards that gateway, and then down into Great Asby, Crosby Ravensworth. And that's us back onto the farm track here. The best bit about this is it's downhill all the way. We've done the climbing. So we just go down here, turn left into the village, back to where we parked up. And I think at this point I can say cheerio. Just a quick check with Nigel. How many miles have we done?
23.4.
So by the time we get to the bottom, it'll be almost 24 miles. A truly wonderful ride. A bit tricky in places. And please watch the footage that I've done coming through the nature reserve, because some of it is a little bit rocky. I had to walk quite a few sections, only for a yard or two at a time as a rock jutted out. And I'm sure my bike has the skill, the ability to negotiate them, but the rider, me, hasn't. But it is certainly worth coming through, and it just keeps you away from the main roads. Cheerio for now.